We are reacting to Dantes saying ADC is the most unfun role in all of League of Legends, and I think he's quitting his ADC challenge. He is like halfway. He gave himself like a month to hit Masters from D4, and then he's like 12 days in or something.
For years, I've called ADC the most OP, inflated role in the entire game with a crybaby player base that was just mad that they weren't good enough to carry. And for years, I genuinely believed it. It even got to the point where one of my most infamous leak clips of all time is me talking about how the only thing ADCs do is complain every season. Editor, play the clip. Dantes, is this the worst season for ADC? Yes or no? Every season's the worst.
I love this dude. I love this
Every
TikTok.
season, ADC's so weak. ADC's so weak. And then they're there, 1v9 every game. Every ADC's above 50% win rate. Anyone who's even borderline human 1v9ing every game. Every meta is bot meta. Everyone always has to play for bot lane. Play for dragons. ADC's weak. ADC's weak. My support hinted. Fuck you. So,
Dude, that just happened to me, man. My support just hinted.
Aggression towards the role. Now, if you've gone on Reddit at any point over the last 2 days, that clip will have surprised you because you've probably seen this post. In it, it talks about how, after 2 months of playing bot lane, I'm hard stuck and at a breaking point. And over the course of the entire post, it quotes tweets that I've made talking about how unfun the role feels. And instead of sitting here and making excuses, or telling you guys that's not what I really meant, or say that Reddit is taking things out of context, instead I'll say that they're 100% right. I can unequivocally, without a shadow of a doubt, tell you that after almost 600 games of playing ADC, this is the most unfun role in the entire game.
Hey!
Let me give you guys a little breakdown of my league experience. I have about 20 to 30,000 games on jungle. Back in Season 10, I peaked Grandmaster on Hecarim mid and top lane only without playing a single game of jungle. And whenever I get filled support in Grandmaster, Master, Challenger games, I most of the time always win. So going into this challenge, the only role that I knew that I never really experienced was Marksman and ADC. My only real experience with Marksman was playing Kindred for a couple thousand games, but even on Kindred, most of the time I can barely average a positive win rate. And let me just tell you, it is absolutely miserable. To clarify just one point before we continue, I don't think that ADC is necessarily weak. I just think that it is so unfun and mind-numbing to play that it makes it feel infinitely weaker than it actually is. You see, when you're playing other roles, there are a multitude of ways that you can get resources. Top laners can go for TP plays or roams out of base. Junglers can gank, invade, secure neutrals. Mid laners can shove and roam, TP, or
can do
even
stuff.
roam out of base.
They can do stuff.
Supports, as we know, love leaving bot lane, so they're
always
going to be out looking for their missing dad. But the issue with bot lane is that you can't do any of that. Your agency in the game is limited to just how much you don't die. That's the extent of the role. Just don't die.
Kind of true.
Every other role in the game, there are ways to get ahead in the early, mid, and late game that work independently of your team.
Yeah, getting ahead bot is like your support has to be a human, you know what I mean? But if your support is not human, then you literally can't do anything, and then they push you in and go kill your jungle. It's like, oh, nice.
Work in the way of engaging team fights, flanking, teleport plays, split pushing, or even setting up traps in bushes with CC and things like that. But the issue with ADC is that you are afforded none of these options. None of these ADC champs are really engaged champs that can just go in and wreak havoc single-handedly. You also can go for flanks, or else you're going to be getting shot out of the sky. Teleport isn't a rune that's ever taken on 99% of the roster. And if you ever try to split push or shove lanes alone, then chances are you're going to get 4-man by the Avengers, and you're back to base before you can say fuck. When for years people used to talk to me about lack of ADC agency in the game, I used to say they were coping. But after actually playing the role, I know exactly what they mean.
He
Because
knows
the problem is
exactly
that
what
you
we mean.
seriously can't do anything on your own.
True.
And I don't just think it's streamer debuff either of people going out of their way to focus me, but it just really sucks that you have to make sure that either your jungle or your support are on the same page of you, if not even both. Because if they're not, you are not allowed to even walk up for the wave.
Can't even
Whereas
kill the
a
minions.
jungle's game is played on camps, neutrals, and ganks, or a support's game is played on engaging fights, roaming, or top laner's game is based upon split pushing, flanking, and engaging, an ADC's game is entirely based around waiting for something to happen and then just reacting.
Yes.
You can very rarely, if ever, start the fights. You cannot shove out waves.
Yeah, it's pretty
alone.
rare.
You really just can't do anything.
Sometimes,
Unless
but very
you're being
rare, I think.
escorted by your entire team, then you just need to sit there, take the L on waves, which is the only way that you're gonna get gold anyways, unless a fight breaks out, and then just pray for the best. And
He's
I know
dead
what you're
aggro.
thinking. You're probably thinking, but Dantes, we already knew this. On Jutu's filter challenger climb, he had a 46% win rate on ADC.
That's crazy.
Whenever any
That's
other
crazy.
jungle content creators do ADC challenges,
They give up.
They never make it out of Masters.
Yes,
even
they
nine.
always give up,
And
bro.
whenever you see any actual challenger ADC mains doing any kind of unranked to challenger, they are always do it with either a support or a jungle. But I thought I knew the secret. I thought the reason why all these people weren't finding success with the role wasn't because it was actually weak, but it was because they weren't building properly. But the truth is that
Everyone's
no matter
not building
what you
properly.
build, the agency just isn't there because builds aren't gonna affect your actual impact within the game. I know that's a bit of a confusing statement, so let me break it down. If I'm playing a champion like Draven, for example, and I get to have 3,000 health versus 2,000 health, if I'm walking up to the mid-wave alone, or if I'm trying to split push, or if I'm trying to engage fights, I'm still just gonna die no matter what. So no matter what my builds are, the fundamental issue with marksmen as a class is that they're just not allowed doing anything on their own. I went
True.
from locking in Hecarim every game and being able to look at a team comp and say, yeah, I can one-shot 4 of them, to playing a marksman, and if I ever try to walk up for a wave, I have to think to myself, are all 5 of the enemy members on the map? No? Oh, I guess I'm gonna die to all of the missing ones then. And I'm telling you, it just really sucks. When the CIA wants to torture people, they should
What the
be
fuck?
waterboarding them. They should just be putting them on Draven bot lane with a Nautilus support against a Tristana Yumi and force them to watch as their jungler decides that he's gonna path top for the Malphite versus Scion lane, and then the enemy at least is 3 camping you at 2 minutes. For literal years, I never understood how every ADC could hate their jungler to the point that they did. But I'm telling you, I get it now.
He gets it, bro. He gets it, bro.
Because I was my jungler every game. And
He
I
gets
knew
it,
that
bro.
I'd be pathing bot in 95% of my games. I'd be securing Dragon Soul, and I'd 1v9 with any leads given. But after playing in the absolute elo hell that High Emerald Diamond 4 is, the amount of war crimes that I've witnessed make me view the people that play jungle differently now. What do you mean you're gonna play Zyra jungle and get outfarmed by the Wukong that's gonna have 3 dragons at 18 minutes while you secure grubs? What do you mean you're not gonna skip your grump to just gank bot on the timer that would allow you to get a free double kill? Because
True.
you want to get that extra 4 CS.
That's crazy,
What
man.
do you mean we're not gonna dive?
Why are we
with
diving,
ADC
bro?
that's alone
Why are we
when
not
see
diving,
that the
bro?
Support is roaming, and we have a 3-stack
I had
It
that
is
today.
absolutely infuriating.
I had that today.
The truth is that
Holy
junglers
shit.
are the captain of the ship that sails down Summoner's Rift.
We
And
hate jungle.
Every single game nowadays is played around dragons. Since
We hate
Baron
jungle, bro.
only spawns at 25 minutes, if you secure a dragon at anywhere between 5 to 8 minutes, then you're already going to be playing for soul before Baron even spawns. So the fact that to this day, junglers still decide to path top or not prioritize dragons or trade dragon for grubs is insane to me. I've been saying it for years, guys. The game is played around dragons and bot lane. So there's absolutely no reason why you should ever do anything else. Grubs will allow you to get a little more gold from pushing turrets.
I mean, top snowballing is a real thing. You know what I mean? Like, top matchup is super important. I mean, when you guys have all seen, like, when one top laner starts getting a lead and they fucking Thanos snap everyone on the map because they're, like, up 3 levels and shit. You've all seen that happen, right? So, I mean, you can't, like, ignore top.
Dragons are going to allow you to get Dragon Soul, which is a win condition that's going to auto-win you the game 90% of the time. It's a no-brainer. And don't get me started on the supports. Holy
Oh my god.
The
Oh
amount
my
of games
god.
that I've had where we 2v2 kill the enemy bot lane, and then my support decides that he's gonna find the portal to Narnia mid or top, and then I end up having to sit there and either die or play
Do
AFK
nothing.
under my turret for
Do
a minute
nothing.
and a half is ridiculous. Spoiler alert, Pike! If your Draven is 3
What the fuck?
then no, you should not be randomly ganking this set top lane that's already 0-4 versus a Cho'Gath. Just sit bot.
He's dead.
It's just so insane. And the problem is that they just don't understand. It's like if you're losing bot lane, your support and jungle are both gonna go elsewhere because they don't want to help you. And if you're winning bot lane,
They also leave.
gonna go elsewhere because they think they don't need to help you.
Yeah.
It's legitimate mental torture and agony, and I cannot keep playing it anymore. I really just can't.
God.
So I'll be the first one to say, for all you ADC mains that have been
This is for us, guys.
climb,
This is for us,
and that have
guys.
been looking at me, talking about how all you need to do is itemize better and stop complaining, I'll be the first one to say, I'm sorry. I understand your pain, and I
He gets it.
understand your struggle.
He gets it
And
now.
I'm not even just gonna apologize to you guys either. I'm also gonna apologize to every single hard stuck low elo player with bad LP gains that I've ever told just play better to. Because I'm telling you, when you are playing with 5 negative LP gains, so you're gaining 18, losing 23, you literally just hate the game. Because all it takes is a few unlucky losses, and you're back to where you started before you 1v9 so much. I swear this challenge must literally feel the same way that all those fitness influencers that have done that fit to fat to fit feel. Like you intentionally make yourself fat just to make yourself
What the
fit
heck?
again.
Is that a thing?
To put this in reference, I've hit Challenger in every single split as a jungler for the last 5 years. So was I expecting to end this challenge with my OPGG looking like this? No, I wasn't. And if you're wondering why the fuck did he play Kale bot, I'm gonna be the first one to say, I don't even know.
Oh fuck, he's losing his mind. He's losing his mind, bro.
I don't even remember that happening. I literally became the guy that got shit on by a Kale top lane and then ends up locking it in his next game ADC and losing my team the game. But there is a lot of
Oh
good
my
that came
God.
out of this. I know
What's the
that a
good?
lot of people are gonna look at
The
rank
suffering.
Diamond 4 and they're gonna laugh. And honestly, I would too if I was you. Challenger jungler calls ADC an easy roll, becomes hard stuck diamond. That's an insane
That's great.
YouTube title.
That's
But
great.
honestly, I'm proud of myself for sticking it out.
You know, he
A lot
tried.
of
He
the
tried.
People that end up going on these off-roll challenges and
Yeah, they
not
give up
finding
easy.
success, quit them within 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah,
You
they
see
do.
that
They
they're
really
losing
do.
Games in Emerald or Diamond.
They call it
leave
a day.
and they're gone.
They
But
say, I don't
really
wanna play
feel
anymore.
Like I fully embraced becoming an
Dantes
ADC.
plays so many
600
games.
games of this role, and every single game I'm telling my support and jungler to get cancer. So the
Fuck.
fact that we actually managed to become a true ADC main, even if we didn't hit the rank of challenger with it, is progress in and of itself. But the news isn't all
Respectable.
bad, because what this role actually did show me is how other laners and other roles feel in regards to their jungler. And I truly
Everyone hates the
honestly
jungle.
think that it's going to level my gameplay up as a Hackermontric especially from being here to being over here. For years, I would always path bot and play for dragons anyways, but having this new perspective on how my ADC actually wants to play with going for dives, playing for more ganks, and especially with starting off fights so that they can actually be enabled, gives me a lot of new perspective. And honestly, it's great timing too. With the never-before-seen Unranked to Master Jungle Challenge that we're going to be doing in the middle of July, as well as Korea that we're also going to be doing sometime in August, there was literally no better timing for me to actually train my mental and view the game in a perspective that I never had before to truly level myself up as a player than now. So now I know what you're wondering. Dantes, what's next? Well, for the 10 days that we have left
My ears hurt,
until
guys.
our new challenge is going to start, I'm going to be attempting to reclaim the title of Challenger Jungle on my Master 4 LP Decade account. So we're gonna treat this next 10 days as a practice arc for the real content that's gonna happen in 2 weeks. But with all that being said, I want to thank you guys all so much for watching. Even though the ADC challenge didn't end the way I thought it would when I started out, I can honestly say I don't think I would have changed anything at all. And I know there are going to be some people that are going to watch this video and they're going to say, Dantes, you're giving up though. Why don't you just sit here and why don't you just like actually take the role seriously?
He doesn't want to play anymore, bro.
And apply everything you've learned in all the coaches and yada yada yada. But the truth is, the reason why I don't want to is because it isn't fun for me. Especially
Amen,
with my
bro.
ADHD.
Amen.
The thing that I like most about jungling
His
is the fact that
ADHD.
there are always so many options and things to assess that
He
it
wants-
keeps me stimulated in the game.
He's
And
not
the fact that
stimulated as
nowadays on
ADC.
The
Wait.
only thing that I really need to ask myself is, do I walk up for the wave or do I not?
Dying
It
to
just
nothing's
feels
not
really
stimulating.
boring, and I don't want to do it anymore. So I'm not saying that D2 peak was the highest we could have achieved. We could have achieved way more than that. But when it came to actually seeing what life as an ADC main was like, I think we got more than our fair share of the experience. So, thank you guys all again for tuning in. We might still be having some more videos over the next few days, showcasing some moments of the ADC climb. But I want you all to expect a lot of bot-centric content that's going to teach you guys how to carry every game as a jungler by just playing off your bot lane. So, thank you guys all again for tuning in. And I'll see you all for the next one. Peace.
That's funny. Hey, now we just need Riot balancing team to play ADC because clearly they don't play the goddamn role, right? I think they need to play 600 games of bot lane to see what it's like. That way we're gonna have some actual changes because you know, he hit the nail on the head. It just doesn't. It's not very fun to play. You feel like you have very low agency. It really just depends on what your support and jungle do. Of course, there are things you can do better as ADC to like, you know, create advantages, but not as much as like jungle support, top or mid. So yeah, I'm glad he owned up to it. I reacted to his meltdown on Friday, which caused him to quit the role. But he said some crazy shit, so I don't know if I'm gonna upload that to YouTube. But hopefully, you guys. I mean, it was kind of fun to see Dantes try ADC and then realize, wait a minute, the ADC mains were right all along. So. Props to him for doing the challenge. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this. I will see you guys next time. I'm gonna fucking queue up again. Woo! Let's go!